Hi, I'm Matteo Fischer. I'm a coach and I'm forming myself with people suffering from obesity problem or overweight problem. I'm doing this video today because I want to share with you some of my advice I had from one of my coach a few years ago. So to begin the story, I will explain you how it works, my schema. First, my origin story is a few years ago, like 2 years ago, I was doing CrossFit for 6 years. Um, I till since the fourth year, I wasn't improving myself anymore. I My weakness was weightlifting and powerlifting. It was really hard for me to improve myself because I was always doing the same thing and not changing. I was always biking. I was I was biking. I was a nurse. I was living with my mom and my brother. I was having a shitty diet. I was living with a toxic girlfriend. What else? It's really important, these 8 points, because I will explain you after the exercise you give me and explain me on what I want to share with you. Um, Never mind. I was always fearing to have not enough money, but I was working. I was well paid, but I was always fearing that. What else? So anyway, I will come back to that. I wanted to change that. I wanted to stop to being weak in weightlifting, in CrossFit, in every aspect of CrossFit. When I'm doing weightlifting, I sucked as hell, and it's one of my aspect of my personality. It's that I hate to suck at something. I hate totally to suck. I want to be like good at everything, and if I'm not good, it's frustrating me as a level. It's just crazy. Um, so I wanted to change. I once registered to a mental preparation with a coach, Thomas. Um, he begins the session with explaining us many aspects of mental preparation. Really interesting aspect of his work, but what make a breakthrough in my mind? He's like, okay, now we're going to do something. You want to change in your life. You're going to write the eight most important aspect of your life on 8 papers. So I write them, as I told you earlier, my brother, working as a nurse. I was working like 60 hours a week, always a crazy shift. I mean, I'm from France, so 60 hours is like a lot in France for salary. I don't know in other country how much is it. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. I don't know, but it was really a lot. On the average, like 35 hours. So we we do that. We wrote on these 8 papers and like it's like, okay, now you're ready. I want you to take two of this paper and you threw them away. I was like, why? It's like, because you want to change. You want to change, right? Your life, your goals, you're not achieving them now, so you have to throw two of this paper and we see after. And I was like, okay, I'm going to change. I'm going to throw this two paper. And I was like, it's easy to throw two paper. I mean, just two paper. And I was like, I can't. I can't throw two paper. It's like the most important aspect of my life. So how can I change it? And I was like, okay, I'm going to change two. But it took me like 5 minutes and a lot of anxiety. It was like just, I was so, it's it just broke my mind. After that, when we finished to throw these two paper, because I finally threw them, he said, now I want you to realize that you're 6 months ahead of this last decision to throw these two paper, and I want you to throw two new paper. And I was like, what? You want me to throw two new paper? But I felt so angry because it made me anxious 2 times in like 6 minutes. But it was my first reaction. 2 minutes after, I realized it was easier to throw the two new paper, so I threw them. Um, After that, he continued again to say, okay, now you're 6 months out for the last decision. You threw two again, and it was easier and easier. Um, and then two last paper, you say you choose one of the two, and you throw the other one. I was like, okay, I do that. And then the last one, I was like, okay, it's the last one. It's my, I cannot leave it. And he's like, no, you take this last one and you threw it again. I was like, okay, so now I have nothing. I'm empty, and I'm taking it apart. I'm like, no, I'm empty. I have nothing. I'm no more nurse. I'm no more with my mother and brother. I'm nothing. And he's like, wait for it. Now that you're empty, you have place to do many other things in your life. You can put and do and develop new aspect of your life. And I was like, okay, maybe it makes sense, but I was not really convinced. So that was the first lesson it taught us. It teaches. Sorry. The second one was the first step is always the hardest because you are always in your comfort zone, this area, and the first step is going away from this comfort zone. So it's the hardest stuff to do because your comfort zone wants you to stay in it, even if you're not good inside. I mean, if you're not happy in your comfort zone, you're living in hell, and you're staying inside because you don't want to go outside because it's scary also, but you're not good in your comfort zone. He says, okay, the first step is the hardest, but look the next choice you've done. The first time you told me you took like 5 minutes. The next you took 2 minutes. It was easier. You felt less anxiety. You felt also less stressed about that. And I was like, yeah, he's right. Finally, the last thing he told us is the comfort zone made everything to put you in your comfort zone. And doing the opposite, leaving the comfort zone is the worst stuff to do, because it just at the opposite of what we want to do. I mean, when I was 2 years ago, before I met Thomas, I was like living like an old man with my small habits, doing always the same thing at the same time. If something changed in my plan, I was like crazy as hell. I was so stressed about that. And now it feels good. So voila. That's what I wanted to express with you. I want you to try this exercise because it's really maybe you won't feel what I felt, but for the exercise and to try it just for you, I think it's really interesting. I will finish with this sentence of Jack Canfield, who says, everything you want is on the other side of fear. It's one of my favorite quotes, and I hope you like it. I hope you understand the meaning of it. I mean, it's only a decision, and it changed my life. 2 years ago, I was with a toxic girlfriend, living with my mom. Now I'm 26. I was 24. I could have lived with my mom till my 40s, till my 40, because my mom wanted to catch us with my brother to the familial home. And I changed everything. I mean, now I'm living in Georgia, the country next to Russia. I'm with my fiance. I quit my job. I'm doing weightlifting for 2 years now. I stopped biking and I love my life. And I never been happier than I am now. So I was not happy in my comfort zone. I just made a new comfort zone. Um, I guess I will go further with that. I mean, there is a moment I realized in my life when I begin to do all these steps to change my life was not easy. It's not easy, but it gets easier and easier. Um, I would say now my comfort zone is so big. It's really hard to go away from this comfort zone because everything is my comfort zone. Voilà. So I'm happy to that I shared that with you. I hope it's helped you. If you have any question, feel free to ask me. This video will be on YouTube, also on Instagram, so feel free to subscribe and to text me if you have any question. I wish you a good day and see you next time.